Hi, Melanie. Welcome, welcome. Well, listen, I have a
me.
copy of the book here. Your first book, First Position, was called Riotously Steamy, which I love.
And is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it really steamy?
Well, Linda, doesn't this look... This looks like a steamy book,
It
doesn't it?
does,
It's just,
yeah.
It's coming off it, actually.
Yeah, the feathers.
Do you like writing the steamy stuff?
I love it. It's so much fun.
Is it based on real life?
It is fiction, but it's definitely some elements of truth behind this backstage.
It's interesting because people say that writing sex is the hardest thing to write, don't they? And we even have a bad sex award here in the UK, which I don't think you're ever going to...
I was going to say.
I'm sorry to say.
I would love that.
Because I've read First Position and The Unraveling. Well, I've just started that, but I'm just going to spend the weekend alone in my bedroom. But why do you think it is so hard to write, and how do you manage to overcome that?
I think for me, because I've choreographed and I spent so much time in the ballet studio, I think of it as like a pas de deux, a ballet movement. And if you watch the ballet, any ballet, you can twist it and describe it, and a classical ballet can turn into like a sex scene. Throw some throbbing in there, some thrusting, some touching,
I might have
rubbing.
ballet lessons now,
And you've got the scene.
Am I right in saying that Mick thinks you overuse the throbbing word a bit?
I mean, he was like, I think we should look for some other words. Lots of throbbing.
Do you give him, you know, these scenes to copy read?
I think The Unraveling, he was a little disappointed he didn't get to read through with me. As in First Position, I didn't have an editor at the time, so he had to act as my editor. And I was like, what do you think? What do you think? And then The Unraveling, he was like, I'm ready. And I was like, no, sorry, I've got an editor. You have to wait.
And do you think it's to do with the fact that you're a ballerina and that, you know, you spent your whole life having to be very comfortable with your body and very physical, that actually you don't feel embarrassed about things that maybe some of us would feel more uncomfortable about?
100%. You're used to quick changes. You don't think about what's happening. What you wear in the ballet studio is... It's a swimsuit, essentially. So, and there is a lot of physical touch. And so, yeah, I think it just completely gets rid of any shyness I may have.
Ballet has been your life, really, hasn't it? Was it you 12 that you went off?
I went to a boarding school at 11 for ballet for 5 years.
Right.
And I started ballet when I was 7 because my sister was a ballet dancer.
I mean, it's not a world that people really know much about. What's it like?
Well, yeah, they like to keep it, you know, behind the gilded curtain kind of thing. But I think it's like any world, in a sense, it's a job for us. I go in the morning, after I have my coffee, I say good morning to my coworkers and we get on with the day. And then at night I say, bye, I don't want to see you guys for a while. No.
One of the things that really struck me about First Position, and I feel is probably going to be the case in The Unraveling as well, is that there's quite a dark side to that world as well. And reading it, I thought, you know, I mean, there's some very powerful men, perhaps displaying some pretty coercive behaviour and things. What was your experience of the ballet world like? I mean, do you think it's ripe for a sort of Me Too movement now?
I think it's moving in the right direction. They did have a little bit of the Me Too movement right when 2020 was coming, and my company got an HR department, which was a huge deal at the ballet to have an HR department, and my company was around for 75 years. And I was like, I wonder what it would have been like to have HR when I was there. But I was really fortunate. I had great positive experiences. But what I'm writing about, the theme, it happens. It's there. I've just taken different people's stories and mixed it together and then added some throbbing on top.
Too much throbbing, apparently.
Maybe too much throbbing.
Can there ever be too much throbbing?
I don't think so.
So how did you and Mick meet?
We met in Japan, both performing. And that kind of, I feel like, sums up our relationship. When everyone asks, like, what do you guys have in common? I'm like, we're both performers. You know, we understand each other's world. I understand preparing to go on stage. I understand the night before performing, the anxiety you might face. And so I think that's kind of sums up how we met, is us.
Do you feel like people make a big thing of the age gap?
I mean, everyone's going to have an opinion of everyone's relationship when you're in the spotlight. And as I said recently, I block out the noise. Am I hurting anyone? No. Am I happy? Yes. Is my family happy? Yes. And that's really all that matters.
Is there a positive part to it, though, as well? Because, I mean, I actually quoted Mick the other day as being an example of how I want to be when I'm older. You know, I mean, there's not that much of an age difference between him and me, actually, I have to say. But, you know, he's 81 years old. Every time he does a Stones concert, and he's just finished a huge tour, he runs like 12 miles a night, I think,
It's
on
amazing.
stage.
Yeah.
So what have you learnt from him in terms of how to embrace ageing? Not that you're anywhere near ageing yet.
To like not get out and move, because I'm like, oh, I'm a retired ballet dancer now, and then he's up there like dancing and running and exercising, and I'm like, all right, Melanie, get in the ballet studio and take a ballet class. So it's really inspiring to...
So you've got a lovely son together, you and Mick.
Yes, we do.
Is he hands-on like as a dad?
Oh, yeah, so hands-on.
yeah.
I'm like, OK, you can handle that situation.
And what about some of the positions in the book? Did you and him try them out?
We were all dying to know.
You've got such a large extended family as well, haven't you? And
Yeah.
You know, I hate to go on about the age thing because you've said it's not a feature for you, but you've got stepchildren, effectively, who are older than you are. It can't be that easy to manage, or is it?
It's like I said, I just take it with the flow. We have a great time. I don't take anything too seriously. We're just a large, happy group. And, you know, hopefully they like me. But so, yeah, we don't ever... I think that's how I live life. I don't try to overanalyze, overthink things. I just take it by the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know Mick, I don't know Mick. He strikes me as a thinker. Is he the thinker then, Melanie? I'm not
No,
saying
he's
you don't
very
think that.
shallow.
Overthinker.
He's very shallow, isn't he?
He is definitely the thinker because he is always pushing me because I felt rushed with the Unraveling. But actually, he was like, I think it's more well-written, Melanie. Give yourself some credit. So, but I'm like, it can be better. And he challenges me to make it better or not, like, settle. And, you know,
Great
just like...
partnership.
Yeah, it really is.
Melanie, listen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
The Unraveling is the
I hope you enjoy it.